Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Cooking for the Family. I'm Devon, and today I'm going to share with you how to make this yummy holiday party mix. This mix is great to make because if you are having company over for the holidays, for New Year's, for Christmas, or anytime, this is a great treat to make for them. Now in my bowl, I have put my 4 cups of popped popcorn, and I use butter popped popcorn, 9 cups of the Chex mix, and also some dry roasted peanuts. Okay, now don't worry, because in the description box below, I'm going to have a list of all the ingredients that you need to make this holiday party mix. And this is the Chex mix that I use. I use the corn one, and that's the one you want to use. And so we just go on and use the corn cereal. And at the bottom, it'll say toasted or oven toasted. Now, the most important part about this holiday mix is making that candy coated topping that's going to go all over our mix, our holiday mix. And how we do that is really simple. In my cast iron skillet, I put 1 stick of butter, and I'm using salted butter, and 1 cup of light brown sugar. Now to that, we're adding a 1/2 cup of light corn syrup. So basically what we're doing, y'all, is we're going to be making some candy. And so this is what we're doing right now, is we're going to be making some candy. And when we're doing this step, there's a certain part where things can kind of go off the rails, but I'm going to talk you through it. Now, once we have our butter and it's been melting just like that, you see what I'm doing? I'm going on and I'm mixing together the ingredients because we're just going to be mixing until those granules of the brown sugar start to dissolve. And that's the corn syrup I use, the light corn syrup. You want to use the light corn syrup for this recipe. And just like that, you see how I'm just going around in my pan, just like that. And when you're doing this, you do want to use a heavy bottom pan, such as a cast iron skillet, or either like a Dutch oven, one of those types of heavy bottom pots. You want to use that. And you see how I'm just going around the edge just like that, because I just want to make sure that I'm dissolving and I don't feel any more of those granules of the light brown sugar. And so you just want to make sure everything is nice dissolved and incorporated. The brown sugar, the corn syrup, as well as the butter is all nice and incorporated. Now, once we get to that point, in cooking this candy coating, once we get to that point, we're going to stop stirring. And our fire is going to be on medium to medium high. Okay, and you see how I was checking just to see if it was nice and thinned out, and we had no more of the granules in there. And you see what's happening now? You see how some bubbles are starting to form, and it's starting to really boil. Now, this is part of my 12 days of cookies and holiday treats. And so if you haven't had a chance to check out those videos, I'll have them linked at the end of this one. But be sure to check out those wonderful holiday cookies and Christmas treats, as well as if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Go on and hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video and appreciate the content, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Now, as you see here, see how it's really boiling well. Now, we want to set our timer, and I set my timer, and so I have my timer set for 5 minutes because we want to boil this without stirring, and it's going to be a nice rolling boil. And we want to let it have a nice rolling boil just like this for 5 minutes without stirring, because if we stirred it, and I know it's tempting, but if we stirred it, instead of making like a hard candy coating, we're going to end up making caramel, and we're not making that today. Okay, and so next what we're going to do is, once our bubbles have kind of slowed down, we can go on and add in our vanilla. Now I couldn't find my 1 teaspoon measure, so I'm using my 1/4 a teaspoon. So I'm putting in 4/4 a teaspoon, and actually though it comes up to 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And next we're going to put in our baking soda, and I'm using a 1/2 a teaspoon of baking soda. Now at this point that I've put in the vanilla and I've put in the baking soda, I've turned off my fire. And because our candy coating is done cooking, right? So we have the big rolling boil, and then after 5 minutes we did not stir it. The boil and the bubbles started to reduce down. So the boil reduced down just a little bit, and that's how we knew it was time. And also because our timer said it was 5 minutes. Okay, and so now I'm going on and I've got a roasting pan, and I've got that mixture that I had of the Chex mix and the popcorn and the peanuts, and I'm pouring it right, that candy coating right on top. Now this roasting pan, I lightly greased it with some vegetable oil. Okay, so I lightly greased my pan with some vegetable oil. Now once we poured on the nice hot mixture, you want to start to stir because it will start to clump together. And so to try to prevent that, you want to do a little bit of stirring. Just like that. You see how I'm stirring and mixing it around because I'm trying to evenly coat all of the popcorn, all of the cereal, all the peanuts, to get that nice coating, that nice candy coating that's going to end up baking on. Now my oven is set to 250 degrees. So my oven has been heating at 250 degrees. And what we're going to do is, once I've kind of mixed everything around, and you see it's starting to kind of really firm up on us. And so you just want to mix it as best as you can, just like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to put our roasting pan with our mixture in the oven, and it's at 250 degrees, and it's going to bake for 45 minutes. Now it's going to bake for 45 minutes, but every 15 minutes we will take our pan out of the oven and we'll just stir it, give it a stir, make sure everything is just being nice and coated. And so you see that this is after the first 15 minutes. So I had put my holiday mix in the oven. It was 15 minutes. I've taken it out. This is the first stir. And you see how it's still nice and it's just soft, and all I do is just mix it around. Now this candy coating, the recipe for the candy coating of the corn syrup and the brown sugar and the butter is the same recipe that you would use if you wanted to make popcorn balls. Now our holiday mix is going back in the oven for another 15 minutes. I've taken it out after that 15 minutes and I'm giving it another stir. Just going all around my roasting pan, just like that, top to bottom. And you just want to go top to bottom and kind of just break up the pieces, move it around, because our oven is at 250 degrees and it was been baking, the candy coating is still going to be pretty kind of pliable, so it's still going to be workable where you can work it and be able to get it on all the other pieces. Now you see how it's just kind of stuck together? And that's totally fine because that's going to happen with that candy coating. I just went in there and I just stirred it some more. Now our mix has baked for the full 45 minutes, and as you see, all of the nice candy on there has just nice and hardened up on the pieces. We're going to add our other ingredients, and I'm using this M&M mix, and so I'm putting on some M&M mix. Now at this point, our mix is nice and cooled. It's no longer warm, okay? It's nice and cooled, because next we're going to add our milk chocolate covered pretzels. Now I usually like to use the smaller mini pretzels. However, they didn't have any of those in the store. And so these ones are a little bit bigger than what I normally like to use, but hey, we're just going to roll with it, right? And so we're going to use our milk chocolate covered pretzels, and I'm just going to go on and give our mix a stir. And remember, our mix now is totally cool. It baked in the oven for the 45 minutes. The pieces have all got nicely coated. The mix is nice and cooled down. And so that way I can go on and add these other chocolate pieces. And you're going to have that wonderful sweet and salty combination with this mix. It is delicious. Well, that is it, guys. I hope you give this delicious mix a try, this holiday mix. And like I said, if you're having over some company, some neighbors, some friends, this is just a great little mix to put on the table, on your coffee table, dining room table, so people can just have something just to kind of munch on that's sweet, buttery, delicious. And there it is. Do you see that? You just go on and just dish up a bowl. You can also just put this in a cute little baggie, put a little bow on it, and you can give it to people as gifts because it is just so buttery, so delicious. Just look at those pieces right there. Well, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you go on and hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video and appreciate the content, please give us a thumbs up. It sure helps out the channel. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.